Everybody, and welcome to the live leftovers with Jay, Jack, and Mike. My name is Jay.
My name is Mike.
And I'm You Can See Her.
And welcome to the show. Hello, everybody out there in internet land and our live studio audience here today. It's packed.
Spoiler alert for those of you that are not in the room. More than 2% of the audience that was here this weekend has departed. We have beat the departure by a significant proportion.
We need to get that photo of the yesterday with the trivia. And then
Exactly. They have the silhouettes like the credits. Yeah, absolutely.
But wow, what an episode!
It answered every question.
Absolutely. What a better episode to have an audience in than something that's both so confusing but also so emotionally abusive at the same time.
Yeah,
we were on it together. You know?
Well, I think everyone's like, going, what?
After last week's episode, Wandering in the Desert with Kevin Sr.,
you see where Kevin gets it from.
We have Nora and Kevin Jr. Arriving in Australia and really following these two different storylines. And it's at the end of season 2, like everything was wrapped up so neatly with a bow, and now things have just seemed to unraveled so extremely. Where does it go from here? It's 4th episode, so we're at basically midpoint.
And not to mention, I don't want to spoil too much about the next time's on because I know people are spoiler phobic about that. Tune out for the next 30 seconds, including in the room if you don't want to hear it. But it seems like we're getting another Matt-centric episode, sort of akin to what we have in last episode. I don't know if we're getting any more Kevin and Nora. I mean, it sucks. It sucks that it seems like they're really on the ropes. That being said, when they were arguing, I could kind of understand, the rationale that each of them had in that, it seems like they are so supremely screwed up, each of them from an individual capacity, but makes them kind of perfect for each other. But that being said, it's such a shaky structure.
They've always been screwed up.
Yeah, but at least they were copacetic relatively. Right. But it's clear that from her leaving him and the stuff with Lily that we didn't see, it's clear that there are very taut strings that are being broken over the course, and this really seems to be that one straw that broke the camel's back.
And Kevin never forgave the locking him up on that.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like that was really
he held on to that.
Well, it's like if anybody has been in relationships with anybody before, like when you start bringing up the stuff that's happened before. It never leads to a good fight, and this one was probably one of the uglier fights.
That was a real.
The acting is so good. I would hate to not see them together.
And they she brought it up. I think when they were first at the hotel or on the plane, she said, I'll just tell them that we're in a toxic, codependent relationship, and we needed to end it. And I was like, she kind of hit the nail on the head there, a little too directly. I think Kevin kind of felt it. It's like,
well, she didn't think she was probably coming back to see him.
Of course, yeah.
She thought she would answer the question right.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because let's break this down then. So we find out in the beginning of this episode that apparently what Nora told Kevin is that she wants to bust this sting. Right? She wants to go down under to get down under the process of it and to figure out I'm going to bust them for what they are. But from her reaction to the interview, do you think she was actually doing that, or do you think that was just a ruse to sort of?
Oh, totally.
No, yeah.
You think she actually?
Because why else? You could maybe say up to a certain point, but she was so determined to do it, and then when she didn't get to move forward, and the breakdown, the utter breakdown,
well, she had to answer the question: is Kevin's a good cop? He what are you smuggling? What are you going here for?
Yeah. I don't know. I might draw a line of good cop because remember he's the guy who couldn't come up with a freaking book title off the top of his head. Come on, you deal with criminals and liars in your everyday life. You can come up with something better than assassins,
Frankenstein.
You saw when he goes, that was a bad one.
To be fair, he also got headbutted. So
plus he's probably got jet lag. He just saw someone that he thought was dead.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I think we need to give Kevin a break.
So let's dig into kind of Nora's story here in this episode.
Yeah.
So she definitely wanted to depart or go over wherever they.
She wants to see her kids.
But there is still this level of just not giving a crap. Even when she answered the question about the cancer baby, which
I'm gonna pat myself on the back there. Guess that one last week. The self-immolating guy that Kevin Senior found in the middle of the outback. He said, that I answered this question and I answered it wrong, so he decides to kill himself. And it turns out that was the question on the interview.
But interesting, they both answered it differently. Because that guy said he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
She said she would. and they were both wrong.
Maybe it's like the Kobayashi Maru. Like there's no like it's an inherently broken system. You have to like game it. Maybe there's like a
well, maybe it's the way she answered it.
Mm.
She's very cold.
She's very cold, and like going, you really want to see your kids, and you're this cold.
Yeah, but why would that negate you from being able to go to the other side?
I don't speak Dutch, so.
I don't know. Because I mean, how many people they say that have gone through
119?
119.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Perfect Stranger.
MLB, R.I.P. MLB.
He went through last, so he obviously knew the answer.
Or yeah, answered it right. Huh?
Female, male.
I don't know what the
Maybe different answer.
That's true. Could be a gendered answer. That's our studio audience.
Joanne, great call out there. Yeah, maybe it is dependent on the gender. Didn't even think about that. But that would be interesting. That would be interesting if that was the case.
I mean, that operation as well. I mean, it might as well have been like a sting operation because there was so many weird things corroborating it. Culminating in this one moment where she gets the question wrong. They just like get up and walk out to their car and just drive away.
Sorry, you gave the wrong answer.
Like, could you imagine if we see a job interview earlier on, but could you imagine like going to a job interview and they're like, okay, great, well, we'll be in touch. And they just stand up, walk out of the office, just hop on the bus and drive away. Like, such a weird exit strategy.
My problem with that whole scene there, with that whole place they were at, I go, Kevin would have loved that place. With their garment bags, garment bags everywhere. I'm like, Kevin would have loved it. All right, Nora, you go in that box.
Shangri-La for Kevin.
Never ending.
Isn't that weird that they had all those garment bags?
Yeah, you have to wonder like why were things covered in plastic, especially since the machine. If the machine was there, I guess you're trying to create like a controlled sterilized environment. That would make sense. But the machine wasn't.
But why do you have clothes in?
Yeah, that's true.
Is that where they departed?
Maybe it's just an old warehouse and they just don't want to take the time to
my first thought was plastic. I go, Kevin would love it.
But this was like, I don't know, this was all, the two doctors were like something out of like Ex Machina, right? They were like two like prim and proper Dutch speaking women who we enter on them and they're playing 80 songs on piano and they're just like, you can tell from the get-go that this is going to get very, very strange. And then like Nora almost undergoes this like astronaut-like training. So like sensory deprivation or I guess immersion therapy in that regard where they like put her in that box and they're like, great, this is what's going to be like.
Those pill pen, the pill pen, the peanut chews on, they dissolve in water.
Oh, they dissolve in water. The mailbox, etc.
Exactly. So my first thought was, oh, those.
But yeah, it's Aha's "Take on Me." I guess is the theme of this, or one of the big music themes in this episode.
Are we gonna have an '80s song from Journey for Kevin? "Don't Stop Believing."
Or should be all just apostles. I mean, we talked about beforehand though, right? Because we had the Patty menacingly singing "Never Gonna Give You Up."
Yes.
But I mean, I think "Take on Me," the key lyric is "I'll be gone in a day or two."
That's right. Yeah. So take on me. So be with me now, because I'll be gone soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't there a scene in the airport where Kevin, she goes, the lady checking him in, she said, "You can't go with her," and she had to go on her own. So the kids kept hitting us over the head.
Yeah, because that was your crackpot theory from a couple weeks ago, right? Was that you felt like there was going to be a situation where one of them would move on and one of them would not.
Right. He can't go to where. That's why they're asking for Kevin.
So if we're really talking about Journey songs, maybe Separate Ways would have been more appropriate.
There you go.
For them right now.
Right.
But yeah, it was just a very interesting sequence of events. And you're right, like them leaving like that was very cold, especially they know her situation. But maybe like she was so cold, they felt they could just kind of be like, "Now."
There was also like a weird good cop, bad cop situation. I feel like between like what was it, Eden and Becker? Maybe I'm assuming that Damon Lindelof's a big fan of Ted Danson.
That was Jorge Garcia's first.
Oh, he was in Becker, absolutely.
That's how they discovered him.
They started on.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's right.
But it seemed like, again, this might be a complete ruse, but when Nora asks, tries to talk to them about it, Eden says like, "Oh, I didn't go because I have everything here," and Becker is definitely playing like the bad cop role of like, "Oh, the odds are not in my favor."
Or he's out in space somewhere, dead.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure if she's being facetious or not, or like if that was just
setting her up.
Yeah, exactly. To sort of gauge her reaction upon things. You can't really tell.
That's a good point too.
You'll have cold feet.
No, that's a good call out because and because even Nora saying the baby was a test, like the giving her the baby at the bus stop. And
isn't that great that you leave your child with a perfect stranger?
Oh my God! Perfect strangers.
It all comes back to perfect strangers.
We must take this time to mourn. Now all 4 main cast members of Perfect Strangers.
Yes, they're all departed. So,
wow.
So yeah,
I thought the show was gonna. When did they bring that show back for a while, or an episode or something?
It was part of like the Coach saga when they're bringing back 80s sitcoms.
Yeah.
I know recently they did reunite. They took some pictures.
They did. Yes, they did. Yeah.
I'm seeing it on the Facebooks. I see it on the feed. Cast of Perfect Strangers reunite.
Come on, Lori. Access that computer thing you do.
Yeah, do that Facebook thing you do and check out this stuff. But not to go too inside baseball with it because Damon Lindelof clearly doesn't really want to get too far into the whole departure thing.
Yeah.
But the fact that they seem pretty sure that this is going to send you to wherever all the people went is wherever they went, an actual place that you could actually survive and live is a whole other question.
If this show ends with the people who departed going to some sort of alien utopia, I'm gonna.
Hey, Mom, life is great.
I will eat a hat. I will eat a hat.
Will you eat the hat that you wore on the Westworld?
No, that's like a Stetson. That's a big cowboy hat. I don't know.
How old were Nora's kids when they departed?
Oh God, I want to say like.
Would they remember her?
They were young.
7 years later, would they remember her?
Oh man, that would be the double down. Lily didn't remember her, and then she goes and meets her kids in this alien utopia, and they don't remember
7 years is a long time. And if your kids are young,
done.
You go a week and your kids go, I don't know who you
are. But yeah, so I would agree though. Like that's probably about as much as I would prefer we get into wherever they did the part because
they don't want that. I feel like again, I know we've had situations before where creators might or might not have gone against their words in the beginning, but I'm pretty sure Lindelof and Perotto from the beginning had said like, we're not going to talk about what happened to them.
Yeah,
it's always about the leftovers. It's about the people who got left behind. And I feel like it'd be betraying the show's thematic fiber if they say like, oh yeah, and this is what happened. Like that's not what the point of the show is, you know.
But the last season it ended fairly on a happy note, right?
Right. Yeah.
We got 4 episodes left. You see Nora where she is, Kevin Jr. where he's at. Everyone's a mess. How could this possibly end on a happy note?
I think I don't know.
Does it end on a happy note?
Well, I'm just saying.
I still think it is. I know I keep going back to this Carrie Coon interview where she keeps saying like it's all everyone's gonna be satisfied with it. I feel like,
but is being satisfied them being happy?
Happy.
I think just being happy mean being together.
True. I mean that was the theme of this episode today too. Like leaving the family, not being a part of that, and kind of separating.
I don't see there's any way they end up together.
Well, I don't need them together. Like,
he left a burning hotel.
Like the relationship has never seemed like, right. There's just kind of been this. They're both kind of effed up people, and they just kind of like coexist with their.
Does Kevin
issues.
die? Does Kevin?
Like he can't die. Remember?
No,
I don't know.
Boy's outside of Miracle, Texas. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's a possibility. And then for Nora coming out of that, going back to the hotel, having this huge fight with Kevin. And really, the last image of the episode is, after Kevin's burned the book and the water's pouring down. It's just really kind of cool shot where it's pouring from her face. Where does Nora go from here?
Well,
and Kevin's left.
Did the money get wet?
I wonder, did she put down? I guess they didn't put down the money down, right? No down payment.
No, she had the money in a bag.
Yeah, they didn't take the money. She tried to give the money.
Unless she had it strapped to herself again.
Yeah.
Since apparently she's into that. But I personally feel like, I don't know, I think there's a nice comparison between, we talked in that second episode about that one shot of Nora in the hotel in a white robe smoking. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to say that the GR is coming back. I think it's very clear that it's not, but I think there are thematic connections with this idea of like feeling that the world has abandoned you and sort of taking this hardened attitude towards the world in this final shot of her smoking. Yeah. I feel like it's pertinent somehow. I feel like, I don't think she's going to up and join the GR, but I feel like we might see Nora sort of adopt that attitude.
Well, are we ever going to figure out what was the first episode where we had older Nora?
So we'll see what happens to Sarah. Yeah, because again, now she's in the place, but is that Nora?
Well, and we don't know for sure.
Now it makes sense if you know a Kevin, she would probably say no.
Yeah, there's that. And there's also a bit of the we thought we saw Evie and it wasn't really Evie in the end. Could that be something?
I'm gonna say it was.
Like, I'm
gonna say it was Evie.
It was. That was pretty much confirmed. It wasn't.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Should we get in?
When we get into Kevin's storyline, we'll kind of dig into that. But for Nora, that last scene that we saw, and really kind of where does she go from here? The parallel back to the Kevin Sr. episode where the guy kills himself.
Yeah.
And so we can kind of see why that guy did it.
Yeah.
Because we saw like how poorly they treated Nora and just kind of walked away, and now it's just kind of just like, where do I go? What do I do from here? I thought I was going towards this thing, and now it's not going to happen. And will she? Well, we know that she doesn't kill herself if that is her at the end.
Could these people be a branch of the GR? Remember how they treated the people that departed?
Mm.
Oh, we have a listener or an audience member.
I actually agree with what Jack's point of view. Like, could this be the whole leaving it like, oh, there is no real answer. They just always leave them abandoned almost, as a way to mess with them.
Yeah, because remember the first season,
so nobody actually goes forward. No, they abandon them always.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's why there's no right answer.
Yeah,
and they just leave because they're cold and
the opposite of whatever you say is
yeah. It doesn't matter. Like their whole point is just leave you feeling.
Because you know how they were the first season where they had they made the replicas of all the people and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and they'd sit up and smoke. Maybe this is the GR. Maybe
or change. Like they changed their tactics, or whatever. Or maybe it could just not be the GR. Somebody else that's trying to do something similar, trying to F with people.
I mean, because they don't even take the money.
I mean, it could go a lot of different ways.
Oh,
look at this. We're getting
McAllen's.
Oh, McAllen.
Okay.
McAllen Scotch. So this is a 12-year age Scotch single barrel. McAllen.
Nice.
Okay. Ooh. Oh.
Anyway, no, that's a really good call out. I think that's a good possibility.
I should save that for a crack top there.
You say that every single week. I think your lesson is just not to talk until the last 10 minutes of our podcast.
But yeah, no, I think that's.
I think that's just what it is. I think that they're just messing with it.
It could be. Will we get that answer though? Will we get that answer?
Well, I think we will because, like you said, you guys don't think that we're going to see
product
where they went. We're not. No. They said they're not going to explain where the people departed from. So I think they're just messing with them. I mean, they always mess with their emotions.
The problem here is just narratively speaking, we're running out of runway fast.
Exactly.
Right? We're all in the freaking Ajira plane in the finale of Lost. Frank Lapidus is trying to get us off that crumbling runway, and we only have so much we can really talk about.
Right. It's a good point. There's only 4 episodes left. And it seems like it's only going to get hairier the further it goes with the scenes we've seen from the next episode. So say that gets even crazier, and then we only have 3 episodes left. So it's gonna be 2-hour episodes, the last couple ones, just to get all the stuff in that needs to happen.
Hopefully, I mean they did that with Westworld, right? The Westworld finale was an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's true.
They have a whole other season, and the season after that.
6 seasons.
This has 4 episodes.
Yeah, 4 episodes, and it'll be very interesting to see.
So maybe Nora.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying maybe Nora. She finds out that it's all. She just stays in Australia for the rest of her life as Sarah.
Well, I don't know.
She changed her name to keep those people from coming, following her.
It seems like we're also there was some sort of explosion, something that resulted in all the flights being grounded. At first, I thought explosion. I thought that I don't know if there was a gas leak in the room or something.
I thought Nora died.
That Nora had died, but it seems like there was some sort of big explosion somewhere in Australia. So much so that it grounded all the flights.
Yeah.
God knows what that. Could have been. I think we're gonna find that out. But I don't know who might be responsible for it.
I don't think Kevin Sr.
Yeah, that's the only person I would think.
That was my theory.
Also, can we say it's fairly random that Kevin Sr. was in the Good Morning Melbourne thing? Because he's that well known. If he goes missing, they would care that he went missing.
Maybe only because his name is Kevin. That would be a fun human interest.
Well, he killed what's his name?
Oh, Christopher Sunday. Yeah.
So.
But then why would they want to even talk about him? It's a good riddance.
Oh, they're probably looking for him.
Yeah, maybe.
Can we talk about Good Day Melbourne for a second?
Yeah, sure,
Melbourne,
sure.
To all our Australian listeners out there,
They like
I think I'm
pancakes.
pronouncing it correctly.
What?
They were making pancakes.
They're all about pancakes.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
sure.
I saw your look when they.
But yeah, let's shift here to Kevin's storyline in the Good Morning.
Melbourne. Yeah,
Melbourne.
I think Australians, they slur it's not Melbourne, it's Melbourne.
It's like if you're it's not Louisville, it's Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville.
I think they do it with Toronto too. It becomes like Toronto.
Toronto.
The more elocutionary you are with it, like the further you are away from Toronto, it seems.
Okay. But yes. But yes, I think it was just.
I just think it was a weird. That was the title of the episode, right? And it was but it was so interesting because like, what I love about the show is that it deals with perspective so much that like we were really along with Kevin for the ride, right? For the first half of that episode, we had an audible reaction in the crowd when we first saw Evie. And I think, at least what I thought at first was like, oh, she's using the television sort of like what Papa Guards did in International Assassins to communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
That turned out not to be the case whatsoever. It turns out they're completely coincidental. We'll talk about whether or not he actually was projecting.
What? I wish I would have written it down. But what did she have? What was she showing on the paper?
I couldn't.
It was some phrase.
I think I was like,
yeah.
It was Evie. You know, like going.
Yeah, it was like Evie, but what was
then
it?
I spoke somewhat.
Does
Kevin's and the TV goes off.
Which that was just great. The whole sequence
so
was really funny. Wanting to turn the TV off and trying to turn the TV off, and then because even before we started the show, we had our own little TV issues where it kept wanting to switch between the different HDMI's, and we were trying to figure that
really
out.
Upsetting me.
I think everybody's had this moment.
It's like you're producing a podcast. It's the same kind of thing.
But yeah, it was kind of trippy. It didn't even seem real. The show, but it was. Because Kevin Sr. saw him go into the thing, and that's how we got there. But yeah,
because everyone watched it.
So Evie shows up unexpectedly, and he kind of goes on this wild goose chase to find her. But it ends up, Jack still thinks it's Evie, but it ends up, as far as we see, it wasn't Evie, and Kevin is kind of losing it again.
Yeah, it seems like it seems like he was chasing after her. We have so many props being brought in this live show. Richard Greco has not departed, unlike most of our audience. He's still here. The only 80s television star to still remain in the Leftovers universe.
Everyone up to 21 Jump Street is gone.
Depp was like one of the first ones out.
Yeah, he was.
But I think that it's tough because we really, for the length of this season, have not really been going back to, for operative terms, back to the well of what Kevin went through with Patty.
Yeah.
And now it seems like, it's very pertinent to the passage he was reading in the Book of Kevin, right? It talked about that incident exactly. So I think he has it on the forefront of his mind. And he can really snap at any precipice.
Did Kevin tell Matt that story?
No, I think Matt's put it together from John,
from Michael,
and what.
All right.
So he's kind of he's taking the accounts from everybody else. Because I think Michael has a lot of, because even Kevin said you told him about, the hotel.
Right.
Yeah.
So, he's getting it from a lot of different accounts, not just from maybe what Kevin has told him.
Yeah, I think when Lori's gonna psychoanalyze the bejesus out of this episode, I think she tells him you want to escape.
Yeah,
and I think that no matter what you may think about this whole situation, I think that is inherently true. I think
that's why he went to Australia.
Yeah, I think that he does. We talked about it even a couple of episodes ago. Why the hell is he doing this when
and she says that too.
Yeah, when the big anniversary is coming up. But I think that I think there is something inherent there in that I think he seeks escape because I think he is so. It's about what's unspoken, and I feel like what's unspoken with Kevin is that he is so afraid of this happening again, and so the reason why he's so adamant about when he sees Evie and chases after her is not because John is my friend.
Yeah,
that's really not the reason. The reason is because I fear I'm going crazy against seeing dead people.
Yeah, absolutely, and her calling it out. you know, I think she's great at what she does. I think she handled it really well.
Yeah, we need to imagine as well. Again, if we're going under the circumstances,
Yeah.
that, like this is not Evie. This is some poor random woman getting accosted by someone grabbing you and telling you what they say your name is.
Yeah, and I give that person credit
Don't
for
F
like
with me, Evie.
caring about this random person.
Yeah.
You know that for all she knows could probably like kill her at any moment.
Absolutely.
You know, actually going through and trying to help. You know, because Laurie said he is ill.
Laurie's
so
a good
good for
Laurie's
her.
a good detective. She found her phone number like that.
Yeah,
I know.
the only research measures that we've seen her use so far are Google and Facebook.
Yeah. That's all you need.
This name.
That's all you need. If you need to become a PI, it's just really you have a laptop and an internet connection, you're good to go.
I don't know. I mean, what was her name? Dahlia. I mean, her Facebook profile picture was non-existent at first.
No, it was not. Yeah, which I think was part of the kind of keeping that mystery there.
Yeah.
So there was the reveal that it wasn't really her.
Yeah.
Which that's been used a lot of times in media. Jack, you said you knew that was going to happen.
Well, yeah. Once he sent her the picture and they didn't look at it, it's obvious that's what it was.
Yeah. But you still think it's Evie?
I still think it's Evie.
So why? Yeah, why?
Do we trust Laurie? She was a GR.
Nah.
What's going on with this whole?
But have we been given a reason not to trust her since she left?
Yes.
Why?
She's giving people false hope.
No, she's not. She's helping people move on.
Move on, yeah.
Well, but let's go back then. I don't think we can really. I don't think this is a true to reality show, considering that we have a main character who has died twice so far and has come back to life. But I mean, we talked about this in the first episode. She got nuked.
Yeah.
You know, how does one escape that and be able to do that? You know, I thought for a second when it might have been Evie that there might have been like some sort of odd like in Heroes. Spoiler alert for Heroes.
You're not spoiling anything.
Ali Larder and her various amounts of characters, right? There was like Nikki / Jessica, and then they died, and there was this girl Tracy, and like maybe there's a weird coincidence where these two people look exactly alike. But
that's what I was thinking. Maybe there's like a doppelganger.
Yeah.
But again, that'd be kind of weird that it's the same person.
Yeah.
But yeah,
maybe there was a bomb shelter she got underneath the.
There's just no way. Like you saw in the reflection in her glasses, like right in her face.
All right, we'll see.
So unless it was,
I don't trust Laurie though. Never have.
What did you think it was? So what did you think about Laurie this episode? Because this is the most prominent we've seen Laurie both this entire season and probably like since her.
Again, she found the number of the girl. She said, "Don't go search out this girl again."
Because it's probably trying to protect
this
poor
woman. She found the phone
woman.
number of this girl. She talked to this girl.
Yeah.
Convinced her to tell Kevin that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just not buying it. Not buying it.
What's going on over here? A lot of talking. Any theories? No? Oh, okay.
You're talking about where my apple juice is.
I thought you were talking about Heroes.
Okay.
Yeah, talking about Heroes. Sorry, I spoiled Heroes for you guys.
Yeah. So
Tracy's got cool ice powers.
We were this close to an FU Laurie.
Oh, I was so bad.
It's like
I wanted
the
it so
opportunity
bad.
was there. It just it rolls off the tongue.
There were enough
so
F-bombs in this episode. You could have added one more.
Yeah.
There are at least 30 or 40 F-bombs.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, F-bomb superstar.
Oh, that was. I mean, as a musical theater fan, that was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what else from Kevin here.
He bleeds a lot. He does that panic on his when he's just so confused and he wants to believe everything. And I thought it was great acting. That was tremendous acting, and I want to believe that he's seeing what he's seeing.
Yeah.
I think we all do, but I think that's sort of the problem as well, right?
Yeah.
Because in International Assassin, he was seeing, wasn't he seeing?
Yes.
Wasn't he seeing Patty? Wasn't he?
Well, yeah, because he's like gone on to the spirit world or wherever he is.
All right. I just think it's tough because I think he's a main character that we've put so much behind.
Yeah.
It's like it's Mr. Robot, right? It's a character that we wholeheartedly support and follow for so long, but at the same time he has so many inherent flaws that it's really tough on paper to follow him.
Yeah.
Now is Kevin my train of thought. Is Kevin why make Kevin go crazy now? If we're gonna have a happy ending, how can we be happy if Kevin is going nuts.
So, that's why I'm saying again that I don't think a happy ending involves them getting back together.
No, I'm not saying back together. I'm saying with Kevin.
I think a happy ending could involve Kevin killing himself or sacrificing himself for the better of the,
I still say
Matt's
gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Matt's gonna kill who?
He's gonna kill Kevin.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Matt's going there next week. So.
Well, he is, but why would he kill Kevin?
He's the Judas. He's gonna kill him.
Oh, that's right. That's your theory.
That was your theory from last week.
Thanks
for paying attention.
I know.
I only had a minute.
But Judas didn't kill Jesus. He just didn't, stand up for him. No, he did. He led them to him. They didn't physically kill.
And
Jesus.
what's Matt gonna do?
But the question is, I mean, Judas got what, 50 pieces of silver? What do you think? Do you think Matt could get some sort of like, I don't know,
another copy of his book, maybe?
But see, but would Matt do it intentionally? That's why I don't prescribe to the Judas theory, unless kind of what we saw in this episode. Matt's like, this is not what it should be, and I'll get this, and then he's like,
I talked about it in the first episode. I think Matt is so concentrated in his faith that I think he has the capacity to really go overboard because he's driven by it, and I think he's able to do that. I think he has a propensity to be able to do that, especially if he's like, oh, it's for the betterment of. He could totally pull a Grace Playford and be like, oh yeah, Kevin, you're just gonna go over to the other side and save us all.
Plus, Matthew has lost his wife.
Yeah.
And Kevin's biological child.
That's
what?
Did you
not put on the board?
Put that in the Facebook? That's Jack's other crackpot theory is that Kevin is the biological father of Noah.
Whoa!
She was coming in and out. She's coming in and out.
No, that's horrible.
What?
Why would that would be? I mean, I guess that would be if you're saying Matt kills Kevin. That could be.
Well, I'm just also saying too. Kevin sees different people. Maybe he saw someone else when Mary awoke, and he happened to be there, and he saw it with someone else.
Do you think next? I don't want to get too much into next episodes, but do you think next episode we're going to get information about? I think we talked before about there's going to be a Matt episode. We'll see what happened beforehand. Do you think we're going to get more stuff about exactly what led to him and Mary? We got a little bit of it in episode 3, but
there has to be more. Like she said, he wasn't letting her go out of Miracle, right?
Yeah.
I think there's more to it.
Well, I mean, but if you're so obsessed about I can see why she would want to leave, right? If he's being crazy mad, the way Matt is so passionate, but she was unconscious, so she didn't experience any of that. So it's one of those things where. When your parents go I changed your diapers and blah, 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 and I made sure you kept alive. But you're like a baby, you don't remember that stuff. And then you become an ungrateful teenager.
Well, you're alive. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. When you're at the ungrateful teenager stage, you don't remember when your parents took care of you and helped you, survive into becoming a teenager. For her, she doesn't remember anything that Matt did. So all she did for her probably is
I was just throwing it out
went to sleep, woke up,
my theory is that Jack just wanted one more clean the gutters theory. I think he just all right, let's just smash 2 characters together. I think my theory is that Grace Playford and Kevin Sr. are cleaning the gutters. Doesn't it seem like that when he pulled up with the car? He's like, "This is Grace," and you're like, "Oh, this is meet your new mom," type of thing.
And Kevin's just like, okay.
And did you notice first words that Kevin Sr. said to Kevin Jr.? Jesus.
Yeah,
that's right.
And apparently, according to a faithful listener, Chris, Nora also said that to Kevin when he came to the hotel for that last scene.
Oh, did he?
And apparently, the first thing that she said to him when he walked in was Jesus, probably because of his face.
Because he hit. Yeah. Nice little. Call outs there. So for Kevin, a lot of what's happening up to this point is in this book of Kevin. Is what's happening now in Australia? Is this and him seeing Evie? Is this going to be something that's in the book of Kevin, or is it
is anything going to be in the book of Kevin? Because it seems like both copies. One has been burned in a hotel sink. The other has been left behind in the middle of the Australian outback. Stands one page.
Well, exactly. But so that book is out there. We didn't see it get destroyed, so we have to assume that book has been taken up and people are reading it. The Grace only had 1 page that she found and she read, and she kills this cop because of how powerful
to be fair,
this page was. So if he just threw it at the top of the trash can, somebody just picks it up and reads it. Maybe that's they've already started this running away with this religion. And so yeah, I don't think that the original copy has been burnt, but that Kevin Sr.'s copy I think is out there, and who knows what people are going to be doing with it.
I don't know. I feel like it has to be, right? Because I feel like that's too important of a prop to not be a part of the show inherently.
Yeah. Well, don't they have it on a backup drive on a computer or something like that?
No, he only had the one handwritten copy and this Xerox copy.
Yeah, and he gave the initial manuscript to Senior for the editing.
Yeah.
And then that got left behind.
Well, what's his name doing on the computer?
Michael? I think he was recent. I mean, Kevin
I think porn. He could have been looking at porn. We don't know for sure.
Or he was checking up on his sister.
That could be. Maybe he was looking up Dahlia.
Yes, Facebook.
Huh? I tell the audience to quiet.
They were talking during the whole show.
I know.
This is like we're Good Day Melbourne, and these are like the people behind, like holding up signs
and being
trying to distract themselves from us.
When we disappear on the 7-year anniversary, you guys are going to regret the time you wasted bitching at us.
No. I think not. Thanks for the drink, by the way.
No, with me, not him.
I brought it to him.
The live audience is getting rowdy and unruly.
Getting way out of hand.
To take care
No,
of
we're
people.
talking about how I look like I'm a battered person.
Anyway.
Speaking of Kevin and Nora.
Yeah, speaking of Kevin Nora, let's talk about that fight. Let's talk about.
Did you notice what book ended? So they had the first hotel scene, they had the last one, and there was this like opera music. In the moment, I can't tell exactly what it was from, but I feel like it bookended it really nicely. And opera is all about putting music to essentially conflict.
Yeah, it's true.
And so it's like it showed from the beginning that there was something brewing. We even talked about it with that airport scene earlier where, it seemed like they were inherently separated and she was going her own way and he was like, what are you doing? Can you take me with you?
Yeah.
So it seemed like...
she definitely didn't want to be around him.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seemed disconnected. And I felt bad for him because I think he still was like longing for whatever his idea of that relationship was. And I think, Lori actually kind of helped or at least clicked for him that actually maybe this isn't a healthy relationship and maybe I'm seeing Evie because I'm in this this toxic relationship with this person that probably isn't the best person for me.
Well, I think he also, when he initially sought out Nora, I think he was kind of looking for a caretaker, especially when he talked about the Patty stuff. And when I think, again, the first little linchpin in this relationship was this moment when he told her about Patty and she left. And I think he was sort of showing... In that moment, he was sort of realizing, like, oh, she's not a caretaker. She's just a person. And I think then he's realizing, like, that's maybe not what I want in a relationship. Yeah. So I think he needs a mother more than he needs a lover, unfortunately.
And he
one more stop in the bathroom.
But even then, it's just like they don't talk. They just kind of go into sexy times.
That's never healthy.
No.
What's wrong with that?
The drunk audience is giving me.
I am not drunk.
And but
it's 3 more Excedrins because I've had it.
So we have that last scene where not only did he burn the Book of Kevin, I think he burned that relationship. There's no coming back. At least if I was Nora, there's no coming back from like saying. You just want the attention, and you just want.
I think similar to the guy that burned himself last week. No, seriously, the guy, being in a hotel that was burning.
There definitely is the connection.
And I think there's sort of like something representative about fire as well, because yes, it is very burning and very scarring, but I think people also find fire cleansing. I feel like there are implications behind that, and so there's some people that feel like maybe if this relationship is burned, they'll be able to move on. But I think. He definitely started crossing the line, but he hit that point when he said, your children are gone, you might as well be gone too. And you're like, oh boy.
There was no coming back from that.
This is when you realize you check the network logo in the corner and wonder if you're watching like a Jerry Springer or something.
When he didn't put out the fire, they're done.
Yeah, he took a Louisville Slugger to both headlights.
Yeah. Was Kevin? Who was worse, Nora or Kevin?
Oh boy.
Who dug deeper?
Well, I think maybe like Nora not really connecting with him and not really, just kind of leaving him behind.
She wasn't honest with him.
And kind of leaving it may just led to that point. But I think Kevin's definitely wrong.
Absolutely.
In that fight, that was nasty.
But if Kevin knew what she actually came here for, would he have acted that way?
But I think he knew it.
No.
Like, why else would he say you need to go to them? I think he knew it.
But did he know it? She wasn't very honest with him.
I know she was honest, but I think he knew.
She had $20,000 strapped to her body.
Like, what are you smuggling? Like, I think he knew it, but he didn't want to like admit that he knew it. That you know, when she left, like I think he knew that maybe he wouldn't see her again.
And I think like going into the argument itself, again, I think that Kevin absolutely like crossed that line when he made that statement.
Yeah.
I think Nora's from her side, I think she was bringing up long, deep-seated resented feelings when she's talking about like, oh, we find out a little bit more about this Lily thing that she feels like he was complicit and not really telling her to keep the child. And then he brings up that scene where he said like, oh, I want to have another baby. And she laughed in his face.
Yeah.
So I think that like, I can understand where Nora's coming. I can understand where both of them are coming from.
Yeah.
I feel like Nora was coming from a place of, I don't know, just genuine emotion of resulting in the past. Whereas Kevin just like, oh, he dug in real hard with that.
Well, he's still angry from we talked about earlier, being handcuffed. He opened up to her and he handcuffed her too.
Well, I mean, it happens in, you know, a lot of dysfunctional relationships sometimes where there's no communication. So they're not talking through any of these issues that they've been having.
Yeah, that's his main crux of his argument is that we don't effing talk.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know,
and Lori, when Lori left him, she didn't talk.
Yeah.
So
I think he needs a talker and he needs a mother. I think we're setting up Kevin Garvey's dating profile right now.
I know Patty talked a lot. So
it's true. Balance, everything in balance. But
seriously, Lori didn't talk, so maybe he just needs that. You know, he's got.
I feel like even before she left, when you see that the Garveys at their best, like it feels like they were still sort of not really talking to each other. They sort of went off and did their things. We even saw glimpses of it in the first episode where Nora's like, hey, good morning, and we get on my bike and go somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of like they both have secrets, but there's just no communication there.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying that, like, maybe this is sort of my branded hot take of the podcast as per usual. I think they're better apart.
Yeah.
I think they're better apart.
Yeah.
I think that as much as I love Carrie Coon, as much as I love Justin Theroux, I think that the characters
together they're. I mean, as far as acting.
As far as their acting, they're great.
Yeah.
And I've been rooting for them to get together since the first season, but now looking at it,
there's no way they could.
And that's why I think that we can still have a happy ending and having the characters be apart and still fulfill their personal fates, whatever they may be.
I agree.
Well, Nora's never going to find her kids. I mean,
well, we don't know.
Unless they go to Glaxon 73, or the alien civilization that they've all found.
The epilogue.
Now the explosion that Kevin Sr. talks about is someone.
Carnival looks like a crazy person.
Is someone that did it is someone we've seen before.
That's
like,
what
I hope it's not somebody that they just pull out of the blue.
So explosion, is it a terrorist attack? Is it just an experiment gone wrong? Could it be that machine? Maybe the machine blew up because they tried to do it to somebody?
They blew up this forget his name, this perfect.
Marklin Baker, he got blown up. So they were lying before when they said he went.
Yeah,
pieces here, pieces here.
He was there. He was getting ready. He was getting.
You got a little bit of Marklin Baker on you. I don't know. I feel like I think it needs to be significant. It could be. I mean, what did the GR try to do on the bridge? You know, and they didn't actually blow up the bridge, but they were trying to cause that chaos. Maybe if we're going back to your idea of this like being some sort of weird, guilty remnant, fringe, radicalist organization, maybe they tried to do something.
Because why would they just go away? They were so devoted.
Yeah.
They were so devoted. Why would they just go away?
Yeah. We have a listener feedback here in the audience.
So when we first saw
what's your name, sir?
My name is Matt.
Okay, great.
Matt. Oh, Matt Jameson is here.
Where are you from, Matt?
From Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I flew this weekend.
Nice.
We want Ethan.
So the whole thing where like when they first saw them, they were like playing the piano, and she had like this little compass thing in her hand. One of the doctors did, right? I thought that the machine was going to be them playing on the piano and them like creating this like like almost like the device isn't scientific in a way, that it could be something that is more like manufactured in a. I know I put out the theory that this thing doesn't exist and they're just trolling people, but then I also have the idea on the other hand that maybe it's something that's not, the device isn't necessarily like something.
A big laser.
I think they're trolling because $20,000 it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
No, we're gonna. Well, we got some audience participation. It's good.
All right, so we have some more listener feedback here. Chris Drake.
Did you notice what was on Evie's sign?
No.
No, we were talking about earlier. So what was on the sign?
There's a verse from the Quran.
That
it says the sun is shrouded in darkness.
I have the Quran here.
But that is so just we.
It was Surah 81.
So it's the sun is shrouded in darkness.
Yeah.
So.
So this again goes back.
I'm worldly.
So this again goes back to this idea though of like, if this was an entire projection, would the sign be part of it, or do you think this woman would have been holding up that sign? And if she was, could she be involved in some sort of aspect of it? That just opens up a whole another can of worms, you know?
I think that verse is what she's saying to him in the library.
Interesting. Yeah, I was wondering, what doing it immediately afterwards. We don't really have the time to do that research, but I wonder, like, what was she saying in Arabic to him?
Yeah.
Because I mean, she does say.
She says.
She was saying
she says, "I have no compassion for you because you are ill." I think is what she said.
Mm-hmm.
But I wondered if that was a translation directly.
Yeah.
The saying the sun is shrouded in darkness and Kevin's not really seeing what's really there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in biblical, if he's son, he could be S-O-N instead
That's
of
true.
S-U-N.
And he did get called Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So this could be Kevin's dark point if he's shrouded in darkness.
And I think the shroud was lifted after he saw what Nora was up to. Because in the beginning, he was a little deluded by the fact that she was trying to avoid him and escape him.
Yeah.
And now she sees what she was after the emotion of being rejected by this machine or those doctors. He sees her real intent was not to investigate them, but to participate.
Yeah.
And now he knows she wants out. She wanted to be with her kids and not with him.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So he sort of like sees the light.
Exactly.
At this point. So then the question would be we talked about what happened next with Kevin, or with Nora. What happens next with Kevin? We see him get in this car with his dad. And we talked last episode about like when Kevin says you just got the wrong Kevin to Grace. Did he mean himself? Did he mean his son?
Right.
Might seem like the latter now.
Yeah.
It seems like he's like, even though again now we had this whole idea of like, this is my story. Kevin Jr. happens to be in it, but like I wonder exactly what's next for Kevin.
Well, and there was a bit of Kevin Sr. like to Grace, like, see, I am his dad.
Yeah,
we know each other.
That's true.
there was a bit of that excitement, Kevin Sr. Like he just this glee that,
Do you think
that he saw his son.
Last week he had the tape of young Kevin, and then they get ruined.
Yeah.
You think he was listening because he knew he had to get his son was going to die, and he was listening that he wanted to keep his son.
I don't know.
Maybe that's in the book, or maybe he was reading it. We didn't see when he was scratching it out.
Interesting. So you think that maybe he sort of changed his own mind, and that he's like, oh, I realize that the son is a larger part of my story.
Right, and I need to remember my son. Maybe I don't know.
Interesting. I don't know. I feel like we didn't talk about this last week, but I do feel like I don't know. There is something sort of constant-y about the tapes, where like maybe Senior felt like he needed to be, this ingrains him on his mission, whatever that may be, if he was listening to the tapes. So now that the person's actually in Australia, maybe this emboldens his spirit even further.
So I know he said that the tapes, when it was raining, and he's saying "Itsy Bitsy Spider" and the rain stopped.
Yeah.
That's what gave him what he had to do to stop the flood. But it just seems weird that he was listening to everything though.
So the question is, if and when Senior tells him like, "Hey, this is what I want to do," do you think Junior's going to react the same way he reacts to Dean talking about the sandwich dogs?
I
think.
It could be. It's especially for Kevin right now, and burning his gospel.
I think Kevin Senior's gonna be mad, won't he?
No, but Kevin Senior, he threw away his transcript. But
because he was pissed off at the story. Remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Not enough me.
So is Kevin less a believer now than he was?
But was he pissed at the story because he wants to be the one that gets sacrificed, not his son?
That could be. I think whatever his song line actions is. I mean, who knows?
I don't know. It seems like we're just at a very interesting juncture point.
Yeah.
With these two characters, I don't think when we expected them to go to Australia that like they would diverge
Yeah.
so quickly. But now that like it seems like for now we've got the whole reactor plot wrapped up again for now. And then we've got, Kevin's has now been spun this entirely different yarn where it seems like things may be repeating themselves.
Yeah.
It does open the door as well. I know we talked a little bit about like, Evie. I know in the first episode we're like, oh, she's got to come back. Do you think there's a chance that we get Liv Tyler back on our screens by the time the show ends?
I mean, could be. I mean,
they haven't mentioned it.
And if so, do you think it's a projection? Do you think Kevin would do exactly what happened here with Evie?
It could be. And again, it could just be like a quick kind of glancing thing. Like I don't know if it'll. I see it's more just maybe a call out or call back as opposed to like a main driver.
In the background.
Armageddon's in the background.
Yes. That's always like a weird pet peeve I have about just like fictional universes in general. Is like, okay, if this character, if Liv Tyler plays Meg, then that means like, oh, does Lord of the Rings exist? And if so, who plays Arwen? Or does Armageddon exist, Because like you can't unless we have an Evie situation where it's like, oh, someone who looks exactly like he's on the TV screen.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, you know what? You actually look just like Liv Tyler. That'd be interesting because it's true. Like things like Perfect Strangers exists.
Yeah.
That pop culture exists. So then,
therefore,
all pop culture should exist, right?
Yeah.
So, but again, it's just one of those things. All right. Well, I think that's kind of a good place to wrap up our initial reactions. Any last thoughts here, and then we'll kind of pose that if there's any questions from the audience. And Jack, do you want to pose?
I think we'll wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that just to like let all the listeners know when we're talking about this pre-show, I think what we're planning to do is for those of you that were following us during Westworld, what we did during the finale was that we did sort of like a live reaction show, and then later on in the week we did the proper recap, and then we did the feedback because I think after this episode there's going to be a bunch of it. We want to give people a chance to talk.
We need to watch it.
And we need to watch it again. We're going to have to watch that again to put another popular viewing.
We're going to have to watch that again.
We'll have to watch it again because there was someone talking during the episode.
Yeah, exactly. And they're still talking.
But
yes, we will give everybody a chance to give in their feedback. So give us a call at 385-309-0311.
Calling time.
Once again, that's 385-309-0311. Calling time with your questions, comments, and/or theories. Also, send an email to leftoversjj@gmail.com. Send leftoversjj@gmail.com. Also, join our Facebook at facebook.com/group/Jay and Jack group. Want to thank people that make our show possible. Our patrons over at patreon.com/Jay and Jack. jayandjack.com. If you go to that link, there will be a button there that says become a patron today. We've had a lot of patrons here this weekend for our Jay and Jack get together, which has been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Brand new patron.
Brand new patron in the audience. Thank you for your patronage. And thank you to all of our patrons, especially Tack Tokyo, Molly the Millennial, and Eckhart Richter. Thank you so much.
If you just became a patron, we just did the April Patrons Choice show.
Patrons Choice. Yesterday it was a live show. It was a lot of fun.
Jay cost the married man, the game.
I know.
And if you want to see me stumble for 30 seconds and legitimately think that the Great Salt Lake is a freshwater,
I tried to help you out. I go, it has fresh right today.
Might be one of the. I don't know. You know what? It's not. It doesn't even make the Mount Rushmore.
What's funny? Chris and I looked at each other. He goes, looks great. There you go. You guys are all over the country, all over the world. I'm like going.
We got to it eventually, though. We got to get around.
But the moderator.
The moderator.
Mr. Tokyo.
Yeah.
You're in the United States.
And then the audience was helping the podcast.
I know, yeah, it was
Merryman versus Broadcasters plus me. We won't spoil how it turned out, but definitely check out. It's an incentive to become a patron.
We won't spoil how it turned out, but we lost.
But anywho, but again, thank you, Mike, for coming down for this weekend and being here in person. Thank you to all people that are here in the live studio audience.
Especially the talkative one in the back.
Yeah, yes, the one who's not drunk but talking like she's drunk.
You know, it's funny. It's funny.
Nobody's drunk over here, so shut up.
You know what's funny is she moved further away,
but got louder, which is the incredible part. Yeah. It's the New York in her.
Yeah.
But anywho, neither here nor there. We'll see you guys. What do we think? Maybe Wednesday.
I'll figure it out.
We got Survivor on Wednesday.
Okay, yeah, we'll find a day. There'll be a follow-up.
We got time. So we got plenty of time.
And that means check out all the other great stuff on Jay and Jack.
Yes, including Mike's Fantastic Fargo podcast with Jeremiah Panhorse.
Lots of Carrie Coon. Carrie Coon had a whole episode.
I can't wait to watch that episode.
Last week it was sensational. Jeremiah Panhorse got to talk about it, so check that out, as well as Married Man, Broadcast, Survivor, all that jazz.
Game of Thrones come back.
Also,
Westworld.
if you're a Survivor fan, brief plug, I got to do an interview for Parade Magazine this past week, which was super cool with the latest eliminated Survivor castaway. First time I ever got to do that. It was really, really awesome. So
that's awesome. Where, if I link on your Twitter or where?
Yeah, you can find it on. I posted it on Twitter.
Okay.
I forgot who was eliminated.
We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah. I want to spoil it, but maybe he hasn't seen it. It's not.
Okay, yeah.
Anywho, we'll see you guys next time.
It was Richard Hatch.
Hasta luego and goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.